You mentioned the fact that you sometimes being creative doesn't necessarily mean bringing something new. You can just fix the old one and just make it look new. Some companies, some of the small business owners always complain that they don't have the money to have a creative department or to have people come in with ideas that can give them something new to give to the public, even though it's a product that has been on the market for such a long time, but for some reason or the other they don't have customers attracted to it anymore, so they want to make it they want to spice it up a little bit, but they don't have that creative department, which I'm sure you all know costs a pretty cobble too, yes, to actually set up.
The thing is, when you don't have this kind of fund, which we know is a challenge for every SME, we say then let it happen from within. Let your people do the thinking, for instance, and for you to achieve that, you need to, as it were, water down the workplace. Like in instances, you need to create an environment that can help people think. Okay, one of the ways SME can do creativity is to organize a volunteers day. Take your staff, your personnel away from the normal office routine. Let them do a project outside of the office, like volunteer somewhere, go serve somewhere, go clean up somewhere. Outside of that, taking them away from their normal 8 to 5 scope of work, they see things, they hear things, they can bring, because if you confine people to their regular 8 to 5 work and environment and space, then they cannot bring something new. Some organization, I think there was this particular time the Lagos state government was sending people probably to 1 or 2 countries for them to just go and see what is happening, what is possible. So the same thing, if we're not saying take your people abroad, but again, there are some good environment resort or places where people can go, even as simple as you changing or retooling the office such that the thinking, the creativity, that measure of diversity, it is coming from within. If you cannot get an external person or a consultant to help you guys, jumpstart the then we also advise games, teasers. There are some games you can play in the office, there are some quiz or teasers you can do that can just spark your creative juice, and people begin to think and suggest ideas.
Let me just add 3 structures to what Edward just said. For me, to act for small business, I don't really think as a small business, as an SME, you should be thinking about having a creative department. No. Number one, as the owner of the business, you should be a strong custodian of creative ideas, because that business came into existence because of your creative ability. So 3 things are key that can ignite creativity and innovation. One of them is having access to information. For small business to really thrive in the area of creativity and innovation, they have to be exposed to a lot of information, a lot of business information. You need to know what's happening in your market, in your industry. There's what we call the 7 domain framework by John Mullins on business road test. Whether you're in business, you want to go into business, you need to understand your market. What are the sellers there? Market talks about what are the buyers there. You need to understand your industry. What are the sellers there? And you need to understand your team very well. There are so many informations out there. Many businesses were not exposed to information. One of the things that gave us break in our business is access to information and access to network. As you meet more people, as you read business, you listen to business news, you read magazines, you read newspapers, there's a way it triggers ideas and creativity in you. Then the other one is the place of intuition. It's very important, and that's one thing God has given to everybody.
Okay, so creativity is not, you're not born with it. Everybody just kind of just picks it up.
You pick it up from your environment. You pick it up from your environment. And the last one is simplicity. Sometimes we think creativity and innovation should be about the wow, the big thing. No, it's just the very small things, the way you handle things, the way you deal with your customer, the extra mile you go for your customers, the extra mile you go for your staff, the extra mile you go for yourself as the business owner to develop yourselves. So once you understand those 3 confines of having access to information and good network and trusting your intuition, then also trying to do things in a very simple way, you activate business creativity for good results.
So even though they are small business owners and the rest of it, they need to, according to you, have access to information. But most of them, do they even do enough research and development, which is very important in innovation, in products development? Do they do enough of that? Because as business development experts, I'm very sure you've come across business owners like that. So is that one of the questions you ask them? Do you do enough research, even though you don't have a research department or research team? Do they do on their own enough research to find out what the market really wants?
Okay, I don't know, but I think for me it's a pity that a lot of startup or aspiring entrepreneurs, they are not very detailed. They don't take that time or put in all of the diligence required to get out information as it concerns their business, their competition. You know, again, people just want to start business. Probably it's a fantastic idea, or probably they're almost in survival mode, or probably just want to make money.
But how can you make money if your product is not even packaged together creatively enough to sell to me? Because a lot of people, a lot of Nigerians are attracted to what they see. And so if you creatively put your products together, I'll be interested in it, and I might not buy it spot on, but I might recommend it to somebody. And so in a situation like that, what do we do?
Creativity is the demand for creativity is on the upper rung of the ladder. In business, when people are we're looking at just exchange of value, buying and selling.
Okay.
Do you understand? So we've bought, probably yourself, there are instances where we've gotten one or two products that they were not really very fantastic in terms of their creativity and innovation. At that point, we're just trying to meet a need and getting value for whatever exchange we're doing for an era. Do you understand? Now, the creativity and innovation we're emphasizing on here is talking about you can come to the marketplace crude. But we are saying that at one point, you need to up your game as an SME. What will give you competitive edge? So, yes, you can start as just starting, just doing your normal commerce. You may not have even incorporated the business. Who cares? But at some point, there will be demands, you know. So that's what we are saying. Creativity and innovation that we're looking at for SM, we're saying things that would give you competitive edge. Yes, level one, you would have sold, you must have made money or do whatever, or meet your needs or leave your survival mode. Then again, creativity, you just get to a point you are stocked.
Yes, because at some point they become complacent.
Yes.
When they begin to make the money, the profits are rolling in, they feel that the customer, well, yeah, we're doing business, the customer is comfortable with the product, and so there's complacency that actually creeps in. And so at what point should they raise the flag, so to speak, when they become complacent and no longer begin to think creatively to endear the customers to them?
All right, what I'll say here is there's what we call the alpha beta questions. Alpha beta questions. And if an average SME can get into that mode of knowing how to operate with those alpha beta questions, you will never be complacent. You will never get to a point where you don't want to improve your product or your service. And what are these questions? Why? Where? When? Who? What? For whom? As your business keeps growing, you need to keep reinventing what you offer the market. And one of the greatest, out of this alpha beta question, the one, why, it's very important. That why stimulates creativity in you. Because you keep asking, have I done better? Why did I get this result? You're always you're looking at your budget and you're looking at your actual. This is what we planned to do. This is what we achieved. Okay, we didn't achieve it. Why did we not achieve it? What can we do better? And something about business creativity is continuous improvement. I mean, the big names, the companies, the multinationals we are seeing today, these are the models they use. It applies whether you're a micro business, you're a small business, you're a medium business, or you're a very large corporation. Once you keep asking why, once you keep querying your product, you keep querying your services. That's why in terms of human resources, people keep doing performance appraisal.
Yes, that's true.
So
business creativity also demands that you always appraise your product and your service. Because don't forget, why you're in business is to meet needs. And you know, there's a question you raised, one of the questions you talked about. You do business because of the client, of the customers. You don't do business because of yourself. Because if you're not meeting what the customer wants in terms of your packaging, in terms of your pricing, that's why research is very key. You need to always test your product and services from the perspective of the customer, because that is the person that helps your product to be more creative and more innovative.
Okay, so apart from the why, the other W's.
What? Okay. What can we do better? Maybe you've achieved the best. You need to ask yourself, what can we do better? You can't say, okay, I've done this and the customer likes it and that's the end. No, there's always a higher level. Until we're out of this life, we cannot reach the peak of excellence. So, like we talk about, excellence is a continuous thing. It's an everyday thing. So when you get to a certain level of an objective you have met, you need to surpass that. And you need to ask yourself, what can I do better? How can I do it?
Okay, so how often should companies be looking at all this 5 or 6 W's as you've mentioned? How often should they be looking at it in a year?
It depends. Again, we could say appraisals and product audits, or doing you could say monthly. So companies have what they call, there was a basically time we're doing a training for a government parastatal, and they told us that they do they what they call APA, annual performance analysis. Or like, that's too long. That's too, if somebody is not on track, that's too much of a time to come and do your review. So companies have different windows for that. For some is monthly, what do monthly performance review. When people work, when you run your business for 30 days, you take a day off, some few hours, and you sit down and you query the system, you probe, you audit. You could also do QRP, quarterly performance review, then annual performance review. So there are different windows. Monthly performance review, then again quarterly, then annual. Every big, serious, small company should put that in their planning.